Hey everyone, okay, so today is a masterclass in hooded eyes. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about hooded eyes that are severely hooded. That means that most of the time it's been acquired through age and that the skin here is loose, mobile, and covers almost all of the entire eyelid. Fun, eh? So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is define the lash line. And I'm going to show you how to do this and how to do your hooded eyes as easy as you possibly can, because when they're severely hooded, it isn't an easy task. It really isn't. So the first thing we're going to do is the lashes. We do lashes first because that way it's easier, because with hooded eyes you lose definition on the outside corner. So I'm going to start with Lashify. I'm going to start with these beauties here, and we're going to apply these because A, it's going to give us drama, but B, it's just going to make my life a lot easier and your life a lot easier when trying to get definition back on a hooded eye, because you know they are very, very difficult to deal with in terms of eyeshadow application. So the first thing I'm going to do is just apply some Whisper Light Flexible Bond, and I'm going to apply the black one or the black side. No, actually I'm going to apply the transparent side. Let's make a change. And I'm just going to comb this at the root and then just through to the tips. And then I'm going to take the applicator, which looks like that. And then I'm going to apply the lashes one at a time. I'm going to start from the outside corner because I just prefer to. Lovely. Honestly, with Lashify, once you actually get down how to do it, you literally need just a couple of goes, then you know how to do it, and it's really simple. Just place it underneath, like so. You just get beautiful defined lashes. That's the beauty of Lashify. You get this definition, you get these incredibly long lashes which just look absolutely heavenly. They really do. And you get all this drama and not a single whisper of eyeshadow yet. I wasn't going to film this today because I have a really watery eye at this outside corner, and I know it was going to be problematic, so I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to film today. But then a lot of people have that, so we'll just deal with it as we go along. See? Fanned out. And now we also have definition. We know where the outside corner is, because when the skin hangs loose here, we can lose that definition. So I'm just going to clamp these to fuse them. So you're bonding them then with your own lashes, and you get this beautiful feathered out effect. Look at that. That is marvelous. Okay, so what you're going to need is a couple of eyeshadow brushes and an eyeshadow. And you're going to need a mid-tone color. This will be your most important color when dealing with your hooded eye. A mid-tone color is somewhere between your own shade and 2 shades deeper with a slightly gray undertone, like a contour shade. So the first thing we're going to do, so with my eye, it's not a true hooded eye, but we're going to treat it as if it was. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that the only lid space I have is this inner corner. That's it. The rest is completely covered with skin. You're going to take a small eyeshadow brush and you're going to apply it right here into the inner corner of the eye, and just this section of visible skin. If you have skin visible there, that's where we're going to highlight. That's it. That is our only highlight for the lower eyelid. Then we're going to highlight the brow bone really close to the brow, just at the tail. We're not going to come up here because it won't be flattering. And then you're going to take your finger and you're going to blend it in. So right at the tail, blend it in. All of this area here, all of this. So unless you have very close set eyes, you're going to take this mid-tone color all the way in over every single part. And it's going to come all the way up from lash line, right the way up till it hits that very top of the highlight. That's really important in this look. Now, here's the thing that you see most hooded eyeshadow tutorials do. They take a nice eyeshadow brush, they pop it in the socket, and then they go back and forward. You cannot do that if you have lots of excess skin, because the skin is going to get in the way. You know full well you're not going to be able to do this. So I'm going to show you another way of doing it. So first, pick up your mid-tone color. And your mid-tone color is this gray color. I'm going to use my Radiance Boosting palette, which has a bronzing shade and a contour shade. You're going to take a tissue, you're going to fold it in half. You're going to lay it on the outside corner of the eyebrow and to the lower lash line. Now, instead of digging in like this, you're not going to do that. You are going to, with your eyes facing forward, you're going to place the shadow on the outside corner in a patting motion like this. And just dab it on. And dab it on with the eye open so you can see it, bringing it right the way up till it touches, just touches that highlight, and then all the way in. Close your eye and dab it all the way in over every bit of loose skin, everything. Dab it in, pat it, press it. If you've got some crease, go for it. Otherwise, just pat and press. Cover all of this skin here, right the way up to the tail of the brow. Now this mid-tone shade here, it shouldn't be really dark. It should be in that kind of shadow. So it's that taupey grey colour. Pat and press it all the way on the eye. All you're doing with this shade is adding definition, and it has to be brought up over all of, or any loose skin. Everything has to be, that mid-tone has to come over all of that loose skin. Now the mid-tone is the most important shade. The next shade will be your contour color or your fun color. That can be any color you wish. It can be bright, it can be punchy, it can be matte, it can be shimmery, but it must be either brighter or deeper than this mid-tone. So let's pick one. So with this, you're going to line it up again, outside corner. Same technique, just start to pat it on the outside corner. Just pat it onto that outside corner. But with this, you're going to bring it in about 1/3 of the way. So pat it 1/3 of the way in. Again, patting, pressing over 1/3 of the eye. But this one, you don't want to bring it up to the eyebrow. You're kind of just staying in that kind of middle ground. And all that does is, it just helps to recede that part of the hooded eye. It's pushing it back. Now, you're still going to have to deal with this outside corner, but we can do that now with a little bit of concealer. But I know that a lot of hooded eye tutorials, let me just clean my brush. A lot of them, you see them going into the crease, doing this. And if you don't have that option, it's just not going to help you. So let's just clean up this outside area a little bit. So all I'm going to do is just take a small amount of foundation, since I use the powder foundation, and I'm just going to lightly sweep this underneath the outside corner. I'm just trying to clean up the edge. So just taking away anything that kind of just came down from that line. and it just sharpens it up and pulls it out. And hopefully you can see how this area here looks more defined than this area here. And we've done it, I mean, I've done it a little bit darker than perhaps I might do on you, but depending on your preferences, but I've pushed back this excess skin. I've pushed it back. That's what I wanted to do. I've then defined this outside corner with that contour shade, which is only a little bit deeper than the mid-tone shade. And you could go really deep here, or you could go really bright. You could add a purple or a green to that outside corner. It doesn't matter. And we've still got that inner highlight. So any area that is visible when the eye is open, we've highlighted it. You can absolutely just take that shade, run it underneath the lower lash line to define it. You know how to do that. I've done it a million times. But for me, you move this camera back, this mirror back. But for me, it's done enough. It's just enough to push back the skin, open up the eye again. You've still got that lovely inner highlight right here. The brow highlight is still just visible, but that mid-tone shade is coming up to meet it. And then that contour shade is just eking out that little bit of depth on that outside corner. And that's how to do a hooded eye if you have a lot of mobile skin. And I know that a lot of people do. Is it as quick as being able to stick a brush into the crease? No. It's going to take time and it's going to take practice, because having to pat and press things onto the eye requires a degree. It does. It requires some practice, it really does. But when you get good at it and you do it enough, it will become second nature to you, and it will blend in, it will bleed in, and it will look like it's part of your own makeup, like you were always doing it this way. But that's how to do a hooded eye with a lot of mobile skin. Thank you for your time, I appreciate it. All the information on products I use, my brushes, Lashify, everything is in the description bar. Appreciate your time, you gorgeous people. I really do. And one more thing I think I just want to mention. You can see the power of lashes. Now, of course, if you have great lashes, that's amazing. I don't. I pretty much use Lashify on everybody because it gives you the drama, it gives you the lift before you've done anything. And that's why it's so bloody fabulous. Anyway, leave your comments. Hope you found this interesting. I appreciate your time. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.